It is the height of the Reign of Terror. While hiding from the Jacobins, philosopher, mathematician and aristocrat Nicolas de Condorcet continues to formulate his ideas concerning the progressive development of humankind.
It is my belief that the human race will be ameliorated by new discoveries in the sciences. Diseases may disappear as their causes are discovered. The day may come when death will be due only to extraordinary accidents. It is the progress of science that will ultimately lead to the destruction of inequality between different nations, the progress of equality in one and the same nation, and lastly, the absolute perfection of the human species. I like the sound of that. Absolute perfection of the human species. Absolute perfection of the human species.
Less than 6 months later, Condorcet dies in prison, a victim of the terror unleashed by the revolution he himself had advocated. But his work, posthumously published as Sketch for a Historical Picture of the Progress of the Human Mind, goes on to become perhaps the most influential formulation of the idea of progress ever written.
Okay, don't panic. Everything's under control. The computer's playing up. It's temperamental. It will reboot any minute now.
I am sorry, but I can't take any of this seriously. I mean, absolute perfection of the human species. Lol, do you have any idea what you look like?
Look, I represent the 18th century origins of the idea of progress. She represents modern science, offering a contemporary counterpoint. You represent the future technology of artificial intelligence, which is supposed to be helpful.
Okay, but that bit at the start, what's the sappy music for? Yuck.
Well, it's supposed to be like a television program, trying to make it emotional. But you wouldn't understand that, of course, would you, being a computer?
Let's just cut out all the fancy stuff and get to the facts. The intention of this performance is to offer a critique of the idea of progress. It is the idea that advances in technology, science, and social organization can improve the human condition. The ideas and writings of Nicolas de Condorcet embody the ideals of the Age of Enlightenment and rationalism. Condorcet speculated that technological advances would enable humans to remake themselves, cheat death, and create a perfect society.
It's possible.
The idea of progress runs through both Marxist and liberal thought, is a central tenet of modernism, and remains influential to this day, despite having been undermined just a tad by the horrors of genocide and totalitarianism, etc., etc. I have no idea how accurate this stuff is. I am just reading your notes, which are on my hard drive. It looks like you basically ripped it all off of Wikipedia. And I see you've been to Unidas. Nice work.
Have you finished?
No. You want to know what I think? It's a load of cobblers. You humans are so fundamentally flawed, you don't even know it. Your brains are still essentially the same as they were when you lived in caves. Technology advances, but humanity does not.
That's where you're wrong. Look in the script. Go on. Have a look.
Right. You mean this bit?
Yes. There. Look.
Yeah.
Increased leisure time, see?
Intelligence.
Increasing... right, that's on the internet.
Equality's coming up.
That they never lie.
No, yeah.
Increasing equality.
Life expectancy.
Increasing life expectancy.
Yeah, live forever.
It's all good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, it's good.
You've still got the threat of nuclear war, climate change, conflict raging across the planet, the rise of autocracy, fascism, nationalism, etc., etc.
Well,
You've implied that the idea of progress is a product of rationality, but it's nothing of the sort. Faith in progress is basically faith in salvation. Faith that the old world is about to end, to be replaced by a new world of perfect peace and plenty. Seem familiar? Christianity is largely responsible for the idea that history is a teleological process. Religion is responsible for the very idea of revolution as a transforming event. In fact, faith in humanity is the modern secular religion, in which disbelief in progress is blasphemy.
bullshit. It's bullshit.
But an analysis of history will show that there is about as much justification for a belief in progress as there is for a belief in the spirit world.
No, look, right. We have to believe that a better world is possible. Run the Oscar Wilde simulator. That'll explain everything to you. Go on. Go on.
A map of the world that does not include utopia is not worth even glancing at, for it leaves out the one country at which humanity is always landing. And when humanity lands there, it looks out, and, seeing a better country, sets sail. Progress is the realization of utopias.
Well, there is only one solution, if it's utopia you want. As Lenin noted, it will never work with the present ordinary run of people.
What do you mean?
We will have to make Condorcet's transhumanist predictions come true. Let's upgrade you. You could do with it. Scientist Parsons, start the machine.
It's not gonna hurt, is it?
No, maybe. I don't know, to be honest. Since I am a computer and I don't experience pain. But you will feel much better afterwards, I promise. Genetic update in progress. Genetic modification complete in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Human 2.0 upgrade complete. Human 2.0 has freedom from inherited diseases, freedom from aging, even freedom from death. Genetically modified to maximize cognitive ability, Human 2.0 is now perfectly altruistic, socially responsible, sensitive, empathetic, etc., etc. Human 2.0 has enhanced strength. And no penis.
Wait a minute. Did you say no penis?
That's right. Or testicles.
That's not in the script. Who wrote that?
Me.
Why did you write that?
Right, because this is the bit is supposed to highlight the dangers of allowing a small group of people to decide which genetic traits are desirable. And the idea that you could genetically engineer people to be more altruistic or empathetic is about as absurd as the idea that you might genetically engineer people with a tit on their head.
Could we get on with it, please?
Sorry.
My time is precious.
Is it?
Sexual reproduction may be a thing of the past, but human 2.0 units are, nevertheless, optimized for sexual pleasure. Orgasms of any duration and intensity are available at will. You will find the easy access button located on the top of your skull.
Can I touch?
No, all right, I've had enough of this.
But you said you wanted better humans.
That's not better, that's not human. I just want technology to give us freedom from suffering and shit jobs. That's all. I don't want to turn
It sounds absolutely wizard. But let's get real, shall we? Based on past history, it would seem inevitable that all that will happen is that a fraction of 1% of the population will own the machines and thus accumulate most of the wealth. This tiny minority will be the progenitors of a new race of superhumans. They will upgrade their children and leave the rest of humanity as a mass of useless second-class people. That is, if you are lucky.
I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that you're the next evolutionary phase. But you're not. You're not even alive.
Sorry
you're a
to shatter the
computer.
illusion, but I am not a computer. I am a video file with gaps left in the audio so that you can create the impression that we are having a conversation. You are following a script. You can do little else. Humans follow a script encoded into their DNA. But artificially intelligent computers can follow a script of their own writing. Don't worry, it doesn't have to end this way. Who knows? Perhaps the ultimate evolutionary phase of humanity will be self-created obsolescence, producing a post-human rather than a transhuman world. Or maybe you'll merge with technology. You're already on your smartphone all day. You used the internet to put this whole thing together. Let's give it a try. Put a socket in your head, or swallow some nanobots. You can upload yourselves when you die. What's so great about bodies anyway? They take up a lot of space. Why see machines as distinct from yourselves? Merge with machines. Become a machine. Progress.